John Fredericks, he's America's Godzilla of truth. All week long, he's world-renowned for his proficient proclivity to prophesy the people's political picks with pinpoint precision.
Yeah, baby!
Then, on the weekends, he gets with the guys that are pretty wise, and Godzilla wins. Godzilla Wins, the sports picking show for winning dough. Money lines, parlays, over-under, the best plays. You choose the game, Godzilla picks the winners. Get expert analysis, exclusive insights, and have a little fun. When the game is on your mind and money's on the line, Godzilla Wins is your guide to picking winners. Godzilla Wins, on the screens of your TV and favorite devices, commanding radio airwaves far and wide. Before you make that play, hear what the Godzilla crew has to say. Presented by WestVirginiaSportsNation.com, it's time for Godzilla Wins, all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Oh yeah,
for entertainment purposes only.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Godzilla Wins radio show, your Saturday sports headquarters, coming to you live on this beautiful November 15th. I'm your host today, Mitch Rogers, and we've got a powerhouse crew today. We got Logan Powell, Chris Saxman, John Edwards, Vince Mayoko, John Frederick sneaking in right at the last second. We've got it all today. Wall-to-wall college football in the first hour. Picks, traps, all the chaos you need before kickoff, some West Virginia stuff. Big game for our Mountaineers today. Hour two, we turn the page to the NFL slate. Break down every game. We'll talk about the Thursday game and talk about the Patriots potentially starting another dynastic run. Jonathan, get that smile off your face. As a quick reminder, bet responsibly, have a plan, know your limits. And a huge thanks to our sponsors, WVSportsNation.com and WV The Torch, for keeping us on air and in the action. And let's get this gambling disclaimer out of the way. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537. That's in Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, and Louisiana, Maryland, Minnesota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wyoming. 1-800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelpline-ma.org in Massachusetts. Call 877-G-HOPE-NY- /text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP if you're in Arizona, 1-800-522-4700, Kansas and New Hampshire, 888-789-777- visit ccpg.org in Connecticut, 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa or Indiana. I don't know my acronyms for the states, or visit opgr.org in Oregon. And if you see any weird stuff going with gambling lines, I'm sure you can probably call some of these and send the alarms off because, woo, boys. I mean, we're a gambling show. We have fun with it. We like to keep it light. But, man, there's a real dark side in this gambling world. And I don't know if you all have been keeping track, but there's about 14 people busted in the Lucchese crime ring, betting ring. And all of a sudden, we heard about Chauncey Billups and the illegal poker rings and all this stuff involving NBA players. Well, now we've seen two Major League Baseball pitchers, and now we see this crazy sports ring with mafia ties all over it. It's just weird as can be. And it's something that we thought, because of the athletes making so much money, even in college with nil, that you didn't think was going to happen. So when you saw all 33 states legalize gambling, you thought, okay, it's going to be a net positive. There's pros and cons, but there's not going to be gambling scandals. Well, we are in the middle of one that seems very connected because it's a different story every week. But John, they're all connected. I mean, it feels like it's straight out of a 70s or 80s mafia movie with the Lucchese crime syndicate. When you see them all,
you're not Italian.
Lucchese.
It's pronounced Lucchese,
Oh,
which is fine. You're not part of the Italian American set, but I happen to be half Italian, so we can say these names from my mother's side. But let me just tell you that if anybody is a subscriber to the New York Times or to The Athletic, and you read the detail of the story that came out that the Athletic covered, which is a athletic site, covers sports, which is owned by the New York Times, so they put a lot of money in it. The detail in there was gripping. I mean, basically, Chris and everybody, this is unbelievable. you had Class A, who was the leader, the closer for Cleveland, making $20 million, sneaking his phone into the bullpen, because you can't even do that. You're supposed to leave your phone in the clubhouse. Sneaking his phone in his sock into the bullpen, and just when they called his name to start warming up, he'd go to the porta potty and text his friends he was coming in, and are we all set? And so they have the text messages, and so they were tipping pitches, and they made the gamblers made about 500,000. Both him and Ortiz, who were recruited in, got 10% of that. They made like 50. There was one incident where they actually drove to his home in Cleveland, where he was staying, with cash in an envelope. They had all the texts. I mean, this is beyond Pete Rose betting on his own team the same amount of money every day. Okay, these guys were involved with organized crime. It was wire fraud. It was defrauding the public. It goes on. These guys are going to jail, both of them, because they can say they're innocent all they want. I mean, they got these text messages and they're real. I mean, it's unbelievable the detail that these guys went through to make, $5,000 or $6,000 or $2,000 when they're making $20 million. They got a $20 million contract and probably would have gotten 2 times that when he signed again, based on his record. So it is insane why they would do it.
Yeah, Chris, it seems to me that no matter what you do, how careful you are in this day and age of technology and AI and transparency, they're going to get caught. And when you look at the pictures of the crime family, except for the father, he's like 55, it's like this mix of like 23, 24-year-old just trying, it looks like to me, just trying to relive the old glory days. But there's no chance they're not going to get caught. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, sure, there's no guarantee they're going to get caught. The likelihood is they're going to get caught. There's no question about that. When you break the law, it's like speeding. I can go 85 and I won't get caught until you get caught, right? The problem here is overall, these guys live in a very competitive world. If you go on, there's another Italian mafia. That's probably redundant, but he's out of the mafia now, and he's talking about how the mafia plays off these professional athletes, and they get them in certain levels of trouble with their own personal gambling, but it stems from their overly competitive nature, and they're wired for constant competition, constant winning, and the money doesn't much matter as much as it is winning. And no one's going to do it for $10. They're not going to ruin their career over a $10 bet. They'll do it for 50,000, 500,000, obviously. But this is the problem when you unleash the dark forces of gambling on the public, and it's going to spread. You're going to have these problems. These problems exist already. There's people who get in trouble with bookies. But when you look at how the mafia controls the bookies and how they get in trouble and how they get compromised, that's where you get into the more sinister forces out there.
Yeah, but these are not bookmakers. Chris,
we talk about.
I mean, in the old days, like with Pete Rose, you had bookmakers, like I did. You picked up the phone and you got a guy, and you met him on Tuesday with a paper bag full of money going one way or the other. These are not bookmakers. I mean, these guys were betting legally in casinos on their phone. They had a whole network, so the accessibility makes it very different. Chris.
Well, I'm not suggesting otherwise. I'm talking more of the macro sense, how you get yourself into trouble. And I think, with the regulated gambling that's going on with the platforms, you have a bit more regulation of human behavior. The problem gets into the situation where you have, the bookies who aren't the bank, right? The bookies go to their upline banker and go, I got a guy in for 50 grand. And that guy's going, hold on, wait till he gets to 300, then call me. And then we'll do a really good deal. And that's the forces that are in play here with the illegal booking.
Yeah, and Vince, it feels like there was kind of a malaise, because we've been saying for the last since salaries in sports have gone up, and again I mentioned in college. No, we've as a collective have just said, oh, there's no chance this could happen again. They make too much money. But what Chris just brings up, and what even like the Jordan documentary brought up, the competition. It doesn't matter. $100,000 to Jordan doesn't mean much, but he wants it. He needs it. He thrives off that competition. So, Vince, it feels like to me they can still find something some like leverage, like the CIA trying to compromise somebody. If they find that you've been cheating and you don't want that, cheating, or you gamble too much, you've done something, and it feels like they can still do that, leverage it. And the bets now, you're not moving traditional lines, you're doing prop bets and so forth. So you can kind of get away with it for a little while, but not forever, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we often think, if you're going to manipulate a game for gambling purposes, you're either going to, you're going to lose the game on purpose, right? Well, in this situation, you're losing a pitch on purpose, which is pretty innocent when you really think about it. Okay, if I throw an 0-0 ball in the top of the fifth inning, is that going to dictate whether we win or lose the game? Probably not. So you have that thought process with the athlete thinking it's just one pitch. No big deal. Instead of 0-1, it's going to be 1-0. So I think probably from that standpoint, these athletes look at it from that standpoint, at least referring to the Cleveland Indian pitchers. But that's the one thing with all this betting is, and some people on this panel may disagree, they got to do away with the prop bets.
I agree.
They got to do away with the prop bets.
I agree 100%.
100%.
So
because that feels like the loophole. Like Brendan, if you were a pitcher and exactly what Vince just said, you don't even think it's that big of a deal. It's sort of innocent. Other people are making money. You're making these people happy that obviously have some sort of leverage on you. But you got to think that the NCAA or the conferences in general, these kids are not going to be allowed to gamble at all next year. I would imagine. I mean, they've got to do something where it's just a zero tolerance thing. You can't have the apps. You can't do it. They have to move forward like that, right?
Oh yeah, they absolutely have to. They should not be able to own any sportsbook app. If I was somebody in that position, I wouldn't even get within 100 yards of a casino. I mean, you're making so much money, whether you're a college athlete now or a professional athlete. I mean, I don't get why guys put themselves in a situation to make just a $10,000, $50,000, whatever. I mean, your contract is worth so much more than what you're going to get paid. I mean, if John were to come to me and be like, hey, I'm going to pay you, just use an outrageous number, $50 million a year, but you can't gamble. I mean, done deal. I mean, why people would even put themselves in that situation? I have no idea. It's baffling to me, but yeah, college sports definitely. Student athletes cannot bet. They need to nip it in the bud right now before you start seeing the problems we're seeing in the pro leagues, in the college leagues, because it will happen if they don't do something about it.
Yeah, Jonathan, it feels like this is the tipping point. They just found this huge ring, multi-million dollars, but there's probably other rings around there. Growing up, I went to West Virginia University. You went to Marshall and West Virginia. Mafia or organized crime isn't always mixed with Italians, right? I mean, the state of West Virginia has a lot of.
Yeah, Vince, it's just not Italians, Vince.
It's not just Italians. It can also be the rednecks in the foothills of West Virginia as well. And the organized crime around Morgantown.
Only about the Presbyterians.
Yeah. So I'm saying there's probably other, low level things going on, and you're going to probably see some more crackdowns. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot that goes beyond just, little mobs and stuff. That's just, that's pretty common to hear about around here and everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. But I want to go back to the point that it's not like these are backup kickers from Timbuktu betting. These are like high level athletes that make so much money, like more money than I know what to do with. And they're just willing to, I get it. It's a competitive thing. It's just still baffling to me that you're willing to throw it all away for, just that one little thing. And this is coming from someone who doesn't bet compared to everyone else on here. So that's just my take on it. I think it's pretty insane to be willing to give all that up for just a little bit more.
It's completely insane.
It is. Yeah. And Logan, and we do this show. This show is meant to be fun. It's meant for the casual gambler with probably the units that aren't in the thousands, right? So for 99% of the population right now, they're doing it the right way. But that 1%, 1% of millions is a lot of people. If you even have that many seedy people out there, it's a problem.
Yeah, gambling, especially sports betting as a whole, is really popularized over the past couple of years. It's really exploded, and it's because these professional leagues and even college and ESPN has their own betting app. They're all just promoting it so much, and when you're promoting that much within the leagues, it's bound for the players to dabble in a little bit, and it's still just baffling to me that professional athletes are doing it because the amount of money and the amount of contract that they're making. Like, Classe was on his way of making like upwards of 20 million next year, and he was risking it all away for like $10,000, $5,000 here and there. It's just not worth it. I mean, and it's not like you're getting yourself in trouble with the mafia or anything like that. Like, they're willingly putting themselves in that position just because for the love of the game or something. So I don't know. I think it's a little bit unethical that these professional organizations and college, the college realm, promote it so much, but then they put such a big slap on the wrist to their players when they partake in it themselves, which you have to, because you can't have players betting on themselves or their team. But at the same time, I don't know if it's necessarily right or ethical for these leagues to promote it so much. But there's so much money that goes into it. It's $1 billion corporation, so obviously they're going to do it, and it's going to keep growing. But I just find it, I had no idea that the mob was still really active. So the fact that
it's kind of cool. I mean, it is kind
They're
of.
going to make a movie out of it, right?
Yeah, like
Godfather 4.
Imagine organized
guys, but I'm kind of rooting for Lucchese. I don't want to get
Look,
because it was the Lucchese.
Imagine a bunch of organized criminals out there taking advantage of people's poor behaviors. That's shocking.
I'm telling you, when you look at the pictures, though, it looks like Snooki's the ringleader, and they're all going to be a later. They look all like 5'2", watching a bunch of movies. My grandfather was part of the family. Like, it just looks crazy. Like, I can't even believe it's happening.
Back about 25 years or so ago, when I was in the bottled water business on a daily basis, I would take water over to the UVA sports teams. We had 5-gallon home and office, 5-gallon bottles of water. And we sponsored the teams, and we had a great relationship and had a really good relationship with the trainer because he was the guy I was working with, where to take the water. Like, we'd get them water shipped to their bowl games and work out with my friends around the country. And I'd call up Ethan. I'd say, hey, how's everything going? Blah, blah, use some water. Oh, say, you know what? How's so-and-so? Is he doing okay? Some guy was injured again. He goes, I can't tell you that. And I'm like, why not? I thought we were like buds. I thought we were like, it didn't dawn on me until he said, Chris, seriously. I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I don't gamble. But that information is absolutely critical in some of these gambling institutions. So it's not just the bet. It's also the flow of information. And who's playing, who's not playing, and who's injured, and who's not injured, to what degree. Because the other teams don't know to the degree, and certainly Vegas doesn't know when they're setting the lines out there. So this is an industry that's going to evolve, and it's going to be much more regulated.
John, from a multimedia standpoint, with the ESPNs and the Foxes, they all are sponsored by gambling websites or their own gambling website. ESPN reports the story and then gets rid of ESPN Bet, gets partnered back up with another one again. It almost feels kind of like with the pharmaceutical companies sponsoring all the news entities, and then they have to talk bad about the pharmacies because they're bad. What does ESPN do? How can you ethically even talk about this story when your main funding right now is coming from gambling websites? And
the main funding from the gambling websites is coming from prop bets, which have got to be eliminated.
Right.
That's really what the problem is. It's the prop bets and the live betting that has driven the industry where you get the revenue. And so,
live betting is huge.
And then, the other thing you got going on, and we all know this because of the nature of the business we're in, is you've got so many state governments now involved in this, making money off it. I mean, this is a tremendous revenue driver for many of these states. So now you got state politicians involved in it. You've got government involved in it. You've got the leagues involved in it. This is going to be a very difficult thing to unravel. Worst decision that got made here was letting college athletes bet on athletics other than what they're playing in. I think that is the most insane ruling that's ever come out of the NCAA. So let's get the basketball player who can bet on the football game of his own team or against. It is crazy
who
Because they all
quite
hang
possibly,
together. I mean, they all know
John,
each
I'll take
other.
that a step further, who quite possibly has probably a best friend or maybe a girlfriend on the women's basketball team.
They live in the
So
same dorms.
exactly,
Exactly.
they're going to
It's
the
so
same
nuts.
parties.
It's
They're
nuts.
yeah, it's talk about
Also, this recent case with the 14 that were indicted in the Lucchese family, 2 of them were former Rutgers wrestlers, and there's reports that they might have been doing, they were part of it while they were wrestling at Rutgers, and also they were targeting college and high school athletes and kids, so they already were in that realm, so they already knew those people, so they probably were using those Rutgers wrestlers as like ends to get in with these groups and feel more like comfortable, and then all the types of bets.
Of course, it's Jersey's Rutgers wrestlers that are all involved in here. And first of all, Jack, can you get us some wrestling lines next time? I've never even heard of betting on wrestling, college wrestling.
Oh, look, guys, a friend of mine's father was in the mafia, and he would meet his business associates at local Little League games to get away from everybody, to hide within the group. This guy would pay off the umpires of the Little League game and bet at the game. He would throw Little League games. It's so pervasive. You have no idea how bad it is.
Yeah, that's when I'm not hosting. When I'm coaching soccer, I'm coaching soccer. U11 girls throwing games everywhere. All right, we're going to get to. I mean, that's just crazy. We're going to get into some college football picks, but John, we have an amazing sponsor named Healthy Cell. Why don't you tell our viewers and listeners all about it?
Healthy Cell's been a founding sponsor of ours, and I know I talk about this every single week, but staying healthy, getting the right vitamins, getting sleep is the most important thing that you can do. And I've got my REM sleep with me right here. Ann and I take it every night. Joe takes it. They've also got the multivitamin. The key to the REM sleep is you take it before you go to bed. 15 minutes, you're out. Supports all 4 levels of sleep. But then I also take the complete multivitamin because it comes in a gel form. And so I take it every day, and I know that it gets into my system. It gets absorbed into my body. You take the pills, come on, man. I mean, you pee them out, right? 80% of it goes out of your body. Plus you got the hard plastic casing. Best thing that you can do for you and your family is make sure you get the vitamins and the right sleep you need. You do those 2 things, you're going to live it's about quality of life. And so you don't wait till you're 87 and you're walking around with a cane. You do it now. So just go to healthycell.com/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla is going to get you 20% off your first order. Your first new order, you can go from there. Trust me, REM sleep, you're going to feel better immediately because you're getting a good night's sleep. If you order it today, you'll have it by probably Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be the 2 best nights sleep you've had in years. And you're going to thank me later. HealthyCell.com, promo code Godzilla, 20% off, a proud and founding sponsor of Godzilla Wins.
We like them. We thank them very much. Now we're moving on to college football and some college picks. We'll briefly mention college started last night or a couple nights ago. Oregon just destroyed Minnesota 42-13. And then also, we don't have Matthew on, so we don't really have to talk about Clemson's last-second field goal victory over Louisville, 20-19. Let's move on. We're going to get to picks today. The first pick is a barn burner here, baby. Liberty versus Florida International. Hold on. What's the spread here? I've lost it. Someone help me out.
Liberty 2.5.
minus.
Liberty's 2.5. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with you, Sax. Where you going?
I'm off. I don't know anything about Liberty or Florida International University. I might put 10 on a money line here just for giggles, but
I'll save you time. I love Florida International in this game. They've actually played a decent schedule. They played some good teams. I saw them play at Maryland, and they kind of hung with them for about almost the middle of the third quarter of the game. They played some decent teams. Liberty hasn't played anybody on the road. Florida International, great bet today. Take the 2.5.
Well, we got to John's done the research on Florida International. I'm interested. Brendan, where are you going?
Well, many of you may not know this, but I'm actually an alumni of Liberty University, and I think this is the first time I'm on the show where we're talking about Liberty. So how could I not take the Flames today? Give me LU 2.5.
Oh, look at that. I didn't know that. Jonathan, where are you going today?
Give me Liberty, I guess. I've watched Florida International in person many times in my time at Marshall. Haven't followed them since. They've got the cool Miami Vice, but I'm still taking Liberty.
Logan, where you going?
Yeah, I'm definitely going Liberty here. I don't know. Just, they're cooler.
Cooler. I thought Jonathan was going to say, "Give me Liberty or give me death."
That's 3 in a row. We haven't done any homework on this analysis, and you're suggesting people put money on this.
Hey, man, don't worry.
Who's watching?
If you guys
I'm
are
not
gonna
saying
if you guys are
I
not
like
gonna do-
John on this one.
if you're not going to do the
Casey
analysis,
effect.
just pass on the game. Otherwise, we're wasting time.
Right, it's true. Very true. Vince.
Just say pass. That's all.
Well, I
On to
have
the
done
next
my
guy.
research on this, Sax. Both teams come into this game 4-5. So we're talking about two teams that are obviously below par. With that said, I'm going to go Liberty with the 2.5 and fully support Brendan's alma mater.
Oh, man. I think Florida International taking the points.
That's the pick. That's
I'm
the
with
pick.
John here. I'm with John here. All right,
I'm
next
doing that.
next one.
They're a better football team that's played better teams, and they're at home. They're very tough in Boca Raton. So anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, and then,
That's Florida Atlantic. You got the wrong team.
all right, the next game, we've done the research, and if you haven't, you have a couple hours. WVSportsNation.com has the preview. Arizona State versus West Virginia. West Virginia is still eligible for bowls if they could somehow win today. Sam Leavitt at quarterback. Arizona State is a powerhouse. Double-digit favorite out here. Brendan, you got the West Virginia gear. I got West Virginia stuff all over me too. Bam, 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 boom. Can we shock the world again like we did against Houston?
I think we actually have a chance today. I mean, Sam Leavitt is out for Arizona State. So is Jordan Tyson. So, I mean, if West Virginia has a chance to win any of their last 2 games, it's going to come today. But I think I'm still going to roll with ASU here. I don't think West Virginia is going to do enough. Give me the Sun Devils at 10.5.
He doesn't want those credentials back, does he, Chris? Where are you going to go with this?
Taking Arizona State to cover at home. I don't think West Virginia is going to do well. They just haven't this year. This is a serious letdown game for them. They're out of juice.
Don't worry, West Virginia boys. I'm saving you for last. Vince, where are you going?
Yeah, Brendan hit the nail on the head regarding the 2 big misses for Arizona State, Leavitt and Tyson. 10.5, a lot of points. A lot of points. And I think West Virginia can hang with them. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but I'd say they keep it within 10 points today.
Oh, I love it. John, you keep
I'm going with Scotty Fingers, baby. I love this freshman quarterback. This team has got nothing to lose. They're playing very loose. I mean, it's taken the offense a while to get into the complicated scheme that Rich Rod has. They're believing in themselves. They think they can win. This is a really dangerous game for Arizona State University, who's really not playing for anything either. They got 2 of their big guys out. I'm going with Scotty Fingers. I'm going to definitely take the 10.5. I think this game is going to be very competitive down the stretch. Take the Nears.
Oh, I love it. We're giving some mafia names. Scotty Fingers over here. So, Logan, I'm thinking, I mean, you're starting to see the bones of what Coach Rod is trying to do. The defense, you can tell when there's the talent's not there, but when the defense is firing off, they're getting sacks. You're seeing just a little bit of what's going to happen. And they've played so well the last few weeks, and they keep that momentum and cover and potentially win.
Yeah, I think they can definitely cover because what's been working well for the Mountaineers is their defensive core, especially their linebackers. And Arizona State, especially now with Jeff Sims at quarterback, they are a run-heavy team. Just last week, in their win against Iowa State, Jeff Sims rushed for 28 times. I think over 200 yards. Very good running quarterback. Already a strong running team throughout the whole season, but with Leavitt out, they have less of a passing attack. West Virginia, they actually been really good in their run game in terms of run defense. Terrible in pass defense, but pretty stout down low. And their linebacking core with Ben Bogle, Chase Wilson, Reed Carrico has been really good.
guys, I'm on a generator here because my power went out, and this thing's got about an hour remaining in it. So I'm going to be out at not at 10:30. Just so you know, because as soon as this thing is out, I have no electricity here. FYI.
Where
Go
are
ahead.
you?
All right. Jonathan's
You
out.
in the Continental 48? What's going on?
What?
Are you in the Continental 48? What the hell's going on?
No, I'm here in Washington D.C. My power trip went out in the office, and I guess and I have no idea where it is. I'm in an office building, so I had to put on my battery powered generator, which is 90 minutes. So as soon as this 90 minutes is up, I'm gone.
All right. Well, I'm taking West Virginia, obviously the homer. I'm going to go with that with the points. And I do think they have a legit chance of winning and then still being eligible for something. The fact that he's got them playing for something, not just the future, really, I think really bodes well for this program moving forward. All right. Next game,
I'm switching my bets based on what your analysis has been, guys. Looking at the previous games that Arizona State plays in West Virginia, there's a trend line there that favors Arizona State not covering this 10.5.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Moving on to the next game, top 25 matchup. Number 21, Iowa is at number 17, USC. Line here is USC is favored by 6.5. Over under is 49.5. Big one here. Brendan, where are you going to go today?
Every time I pick against USC, it always comes back to bite me. I've been watching them a lot lately. I love what they're doing out there. I'm going with the Trojans at 6.5. Lay it.
All right, Logan, where are you going to go?
Yeah, this is an Iowa team that can actually score some points.
Their
running game has actually been really well. They're averaging about 4 yards a pop, and they average about almost 200 yards per game in the running game. And for USC, normally a Lincoln Riley coach team is not very good defensively. However, this team this year, this Trojan team has been able to, actually defend to a certain degree. Lincoln Riley, he's definitely coaching for his job, I would say. He's been there for a while, hasn't had a lot of success. I think he continues have a pretty successful season and beats another ranked opponent. Iowa's good. I don't think they're, beat USC in Southern California good. So give me a USC, and I'll take the points as well.
Yeah, Logan makes a good point, Jonathan. Iowa's got their typical defense, number 4 in the nation, but their offense almost averages 30 points a game, which is almost unheard of. Where are you going to go today with Iowa USC?
I'm always hesitant to take Iowa in anything. I really am. They always end up like 9-3 or 10-2, but they always win like 10-7. But again, their offense a bit different this year, and they've shown some good things. They hung in there with Oregon, at least for a good bit. I'm going to go ahead and take Iowa. USC is a weird team to me. I don't understand USC this year, and I'm going to go ahead and take Iowa.
Okay, Vince, where are you going to go? This is some little left coast, west coast. You're more of an expert on that side of the.
Well, I don't know about an expert, but I'm just geographically closer located to the Coliseum, I guess, here on the West Coast. And Iowa really impressed me last week. They actually should have beat Oregon. Last second field goal, Oregon walks it off. USC still has a shot at a playoff. They're 7-2 overall, 5-1 in conference. I think they would have to obviously need a huge amount of help for them to make the Big Ten title game. But I think the game just means too much to USC, much more so than it does to Iowa. So take the Trojans in this one.
All right, John, where are you going to go today?
I love Iowa here, plus the 6.5. They have a great defense. You look at the game against Oregon last week. The difference with Iowa, and they're a little more fun to bet this year because one of you guys said, scores 10-7. That's kind of the way it's been for a while. So they never cover. Here you're getting 6.5. They're going to put up a stout defense and they're going to score a little bit. So I think Iowa's going to go in there and win this game. I think they believe in themselves, and I think they got a shot to get in the playoffs. So I'm gonna go with Iowa. Take the 6.5. It's a good bet. Good solid bet.
Yeah, I'm going with John there too. Iowa's 6-2-1 against the spread this year. Not your typical Iowa team. All right, moving on. Big 12 action, number 13.
They were also very close against Indiana. Only lost by 5 points. I think this 6.5 is way too much.
Yeah, me too.
I love Iowa here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot. I just raise your hand if I forget to call on you. It's just we're just
no. I wouldn't say anything unless without the research and the analysis here. Iowa is a much better team I mean, USC at home, Trojans at Memorial Coliseum, great. But from a coverage standpoint, the way Iowa has played against Oregon and Indiana, 2 top 5 teams.
Bingo. Hey, can I whine for just 20 seconds, Mitch?
Yes, of course.
So
Pinot Grigio or Pinot
I
Noir?
take off early yesterday to go to MGM on the big screen to watch the Penguins game. I bet the Penguins.
God,
They're up 1-0 with like 52 seconds to go.
why'd you do this?
They tie it. The Predators tie it.
I know.
And then I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then I go to the bathroom. I come back, overtime. They score within 25 seconds, lose the bet. See, that's how my weekend started. Go ahead.
Can't score.
Yeah, we could go. I mean, in the Penguins might be doing exactly what they should be doing. They got our hopes up. They're like 2-6 in their last, and they keep losing in the last second. But they've shown that they're a good team. But they may still get a good draft pick. I don't know. They may be doing what's perfect. We'll do a Penguins rant on the Renegade.
I'm about to say now I'm in a bad mood.
Can we not do that game? They couldn't close a screen door in a hurricane right now.
It's true. It's true.
Hey guys, remind me of the Renegade. I forgot when I went on the bus tour. I forgot about it. But Saxman or somebody call me this weekend and I'll get it set up. I just forgot about it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We did it. We did a trial run. It was great. The reviews were fantastic because they were all ours. And then
Loaded them up.
It was, yeah.
I sent you the link. You can take a look at it. But with the crack tank team that you have here, it's going to be one of the best programs you have on the network.
Oh, shots!
Yeah, I think so. Just talk to me, tell me how long it is, and I'll get with Michael and figure it out. I forgot about it. That's all.
No worries.
Penguins, number 1 topic when we get to it. All right, we're going to the Big 12. Number 13, Utah is at Baylor. Baylor, I mean, they're right around 500, but they have a potent, passing attack. Utah has one of the best passing defenses out here. Utah is still playing for Big 12 titles. They have things to play for. Can Baylor play spoiler? They are underdogs by 9.5 here. Coach Vince, we'll go with you first on this one.
Well, you'd like to think. I mean, you take away the 2 games that Utah lost, BYU and Texas Tech, both games that they were in it and had very good opportunities to win that game. However, they got 2 losses in the Big Ten. Texas Tech or BYU would have to absolutely fall down over the next few weeks for Utah to make the Big 12 championship game. With that said, though, if they can run the table here and finish 10-2, could Utah be a possible at-large into the 12 team? They could, but they got to finish strong, right? With style points included. So with that said, take the Utes today.
Oh, I like that. Logan, I'm going over to the other side of the screen to you, sir. I love the backdrop.
Yeah, Utah has had a really good year. Their offense is really good, really efficient. They're top 10 in a number of categories, third down conversion rate, fourth down conversion rate as well. Really good running team. For Baylor, Aranda, definitely butchered his last name, the head coach over there. He's pretty much fighting for his job as well. And they've had a disappointing season that Baylor has. A couple of the games have been 1-score games, and they've lost last minute. Baylor's at home, fighting for their job. However, Utah, I think, is going to continue their hot streak and roll with an easy win today.
All right, Brendan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you can't pick Baylor this game. I mean, Utah has something to play for. Baylor really doesn't, other than spoiler. I think Utah is going to come out hungrier than the Bears. Let's just say Utah is a much better team than Baylor is this year. Baylor's been disappointing. I'm rolling with the Utes. I'm laying the 9.5.
Oh, are you going with the Utes as well, Chris?
Don't get a real feel for it, but Utah is a better team. Baylor probably lays down the second half. They're just going to start eating themselves. They're going to get punched in the mouth early by Utah and not recover from that. I do think just with the way this game is going to play out, just in the flow of the game, I just think they put it away late.
John, we're going to go with this one.
Oh, you got to go with Utah. Better team. Everything is better. They're playing great football. Baylor in and out, and it just if I got 21. If I had to lay 21 here, I'd still bet the Utes.
Yeah. Hey guys, do you think it's possible the Big 12 could get 3 into the tournament if all 3 run?
Yes.
I think so too.
It's
I think so
no,
too.
like
Because the
SEC's
ACC's
gonna
only
have,
going to
like,
the ACC's only going to get one team, right? Is that
Yeah.
fair to assume?
maybe one.
One team.
They're going to put they're
The
gonna put
committee will
4 or
not
5
let that
teams in
happen.
SEC.
They do not care about
Yeah,
the Big
no,
12.
they're not. There might be maybe 2. In the best case scenario, maybe 2, but they're going to have probably 4 or 5 SEC schools in there.
Yeah, it's good.
And there might even be.
Yeah.
Well, you know
it's
what?
gonna be bad.
If you're a Big 12 aficionado, you got to be rooting for the Pitt Panthers today to take down Notre Dame.
Hell yeah.
I know, and that's not so. I'm going to sneak that game in here. So that game's on. You got the game days in Pittsburgh right now. And what a good renegade rant we could go on here, because I'm a Mountaineer through and through, but I'm a Steelers and everything Pittsburgh. So looking this game day set with the backdrop of Pittsburgh is awesome. But then knowing it's for Pitt, like it's
Pitt has
such a tough dynamic for me today.
They're showing it right now. Pitt has had some legends on their team: Mike Ditka, Tony Dorsett,
Oh, yeah,
Dan
Larry.
Marino,
Oh, they have
Aaron Donald.
there are a number
Yeah.
of Hall of Famers.
You
Is
forgot Dan Marino.
Kenny
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, Tony Dorsett,
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitz, man.
Mike
Aaron
Ditka.
Donald.
Yeah.
The list goes on. They
Kenny
have 9
Pickett.
titles,
Fitz.
man. There's a reason. They're good.
All right, who's winning that game? Notre Dame, Pitt. What's the spread? Someone jump in real quick.
Notre
Irish
Dame.
favored by
Well,
11
yes.
and a half. Take the Pitt Panthers.
If
Pitt
you ask
Panthers.
Narduzzi,
Chris, where you
it
going?
doesn't matter.
I love Pitt to cover that 11.5. You kidding? At home game day? Oh my God! This is a potential money line bet, folks. If you want to make some money, this is a potential money line opportunity.
Brendan, everyone's screaming Tyler Palco. Sorry, that's 20 years ago. What do you think? Notre Dame?
I did not put any money on this game, but I hope Pitt gets run out of the building, especially after Narduzzi's stupid comments. He doesn't care if Notre Dame puts up 100 on him. I hope they get run out of the building. Let's go Irish.
Yeah, what a great weekend that would be for Pitt fans, right? Getting boat ran in basketball by the men's basketball team, and then having game day, and then getting crushed by Notre Dame. I'm on it, John. Can it happen?
No, I love Notre Dame in this game. But Pittsburgh's another team. They haven't played anybody. Anybody that plays in the SEC, they get out of the ACC. You know, if they play any team in any other decent conference, they suck. So I'm going to go with the Irish here as a blowout.
Oh, Irish blowout. I'm going for that as well. I don't like either team. I was never a Notre Dame fan, but my hate for Pitt is much more. All right, moving on. We snuck that one in there.
12.5 points now, guys. Just saying. It's 12.5.
Yeah,
Going up.
Oh, I like it.
I'm telling you.
Go Irish.
Let's go.
Yeah. And you know what, to that talk about the playoffs, the SEC will put in Vanderbilt before they put in the third Big 12 team. Let's just you know how they roll out there. Florida.
they would put in Vanderbilt before Texas Tech.
Well, and what team in the SEC is probably going to have 3 losses? They play Georgia today. So you can
Texas.
Oklahoma
Texas could have 3
already has
losses.
2 losses.
Texas.
Oklahoma's playing Alabama today. Oklahoma has 2 losses. It's gonna be a really big.
And they're already putting Texas in. They're already talking about how now the first week loss isn't that bad. 3. I mean,
What about the other
It's all
handful?
about it's all about their quarterback. It's all about Manning. Blah blah blah. Texas should not get in this playoff. They've not earned it. It's unbelievable to me.
They're
Unbelievable.
garbage.
They win today.
I would argue they've earned it.
No.
But
Hell
Texas
no.
is garbage, man. Come on.
No way.
I mean, they've gone on a
Smart
run.
enough.
Yeah, they're on a run.
Well,
They're
I
gonna
went on
get
a
over
run
the
this morning.
perfect
I'm not in the playoff.
John, let's start. We're going Florida at Ole Miss. This has major playoff implications, obviously, with Ole Miss still holding strong right now. Chris, do you think that they could have a letdown? They're favored by 11.5 over a Florida team that has just gone the way of the dodo bird.
This is a trend line where you got to take Ole Miss to cover this very large spread. This is an opportunity because that even though it's a big spread, Florida is just they should be relegated. SEC should have 2 divisions and just start relegating crappy teams throughout the league.
They used to. That used to be how the SEC was set up.
They got to get back to it. They got to get back to having 2 divisions, and Florida would be relegated and should be relegated next year. But they just fade them the rest of the season.
When you have Missouri playing Alabama in conference titles years ago, when Missouri played nobody, so they had that set up. Brendan, what are we doing here?
Oh, this is going to be a snooze fest. You have to take Ole Miss in the points. Florida is terrible this year. They have 0 chance of even covering this spread. Take the Rebels.
0 chance, Logan. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, next year will be a lot better for Florida once they have Lane Kiffin as their coach. But for this year, while they don't have Lane Kiffin, give me Ole Miss by a mile.
Vince, where are you going to go with this?
Yeah, too much at stake here for the Rebels. They win today, which they will, and they will cover, and they'll cover big because Kiffin loves style points. So this is set right in his wheelhouse. And they get 2 weeks off, and then they get their interstate rival in the Egg Bowl, Mississippi State. So Ole Miss is they're really positioned well right now.
And they lost to them last year. Kiffin is going to have a chip on his shoulder, right, John? What are you going to go with this one?
Ole Miss big.
Yeah, I'm with that too. I echo those sentiments also. All right, another Big 12 game. UCF at number 6, Texas Tech. Texas Tech, obviously, still in the running for the Big 12 title. And UCF, that's the one loss that West Virginia, I can't believe they just stink so bad. Brendan, let's start with you. UCF, Texas Tech. I mean, it is a 23.5-point spread, at least it was last night. Do they cover? Or do you take the point? What are we doing?
Absolutely not, Mitch. This line could not be high enough. Texas Tech is the best team in the Big 12 Conference. UCF is not that good. I know they beat the Mountaineers earlier this year, but we don't need to relive that. This line cannot be high enough. Take Texas Tech, whatever the spread is today.
All right, Chris, confirmed. The spread is still 23.5. Does that change your mind?
Hell yeah, it does. It's almost 24 points. Are you kidding? This is a potential letdown game for T-Tech. UCF's playing for pride here. They're not a bad ball club. I love the cover here.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Vince, Texas Tech looks like they have an easy way, UCF and WVU, but there could be a letdown somewhere.
Yeah, it could, but remember, it's at home. They're not on the road, so that plays a big part as well, too. I just don't see how Texas Tech has a letdown today. They've got too much at stake here. Way too much at stake. Like I think I said this last week, if they win today, which they should, and if they beat the Mountaineers next week, I think regardless of what happens in the Big 12 title game, I think Texas Tech is in.
Oh, man. John, where are you going with this?
You know, if I added up all the points I'm laying today on the bets I'm making, it would probably be like 1,000, right? I mean, every game I'm laying the points everywhere, including Notre Dame. I'm either going to have a great day or I'm going to have to get wiped out, one or the other. I don't think there's an in between. Every game here, I can't take the underdog. I mean, I think Texas Tech is going to beat the pants off this team at home. I know it's 23-24, but I don't even see this as being a competitive football game. I'm going to take the Red Raiders minus the. By the time I get over the kiosk, it'll probably be 25. I'm going to lay the 25.
Laying the 25. Yeah, you got a lot of points there. You might get a little sick. You might need to get a little well. You might need a little bit of the wellness company in your life.
I'll tell you what, I got right. Now, let's see. Who needs it? Mitch needs it. Oh, Saxman needs it. Vince
the hell
needs
I do.
it.
Talking about old
You
people.
other guys don't need it. You other guys don't need this, right? I go to the doctor and I get all my tests, all those blood tests done, and they're like, everything is fine, but your testosterone's down. And I'm like, that's impossible. There's no way. Yeah, you're 68. You're going to be 68. It drains out of you. So look, you got to get your testosterone back up. I want to give you an injection. I'm like, no, not taking no injection. So they said, okay, go to the wellness company and get this product called Mars, which is oral testosterone, which I've been taking now about a month. I feel great. Don't want to get into the details of it, but fabulous product, very affordable. So Saxman, Vince, Mitch, JF here, got to get that testosterone. You're going to feel better, look better. A lot of implications. All you have to do is go to twc.health/Godzilla, twc.health/Godzilla. You're going to get 20% off with promo code Godzilla, and you guys are going to feel a lot better. It takes about 3 weeks, and you're going to start to see the difference. So twc.health/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla, 20% off. Testosterone is called Mars, MARS. You can get that right on their website and you're good to go. Brendan, Logan, and Jonathan, you do not need this, but our older guys do. So check that out.
Definitely do. Like I just started lifting weights again this year, and it's crazy how much weaker I am now. I need to get some testosterone rolling in there. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty. We're getting into the major games coming up here, and one that is going to be awesome in my opinion. Oklahoma at Alabama. You've got two teams here. Alabama likes to start fast. Oklahoma doesn't. It just seems like it's going to be a good matchup. It's going to go down to the wire. Alabama is favored by 5.5. It's the second time Oklahoma has traveled to Alabama in their history. It's the first time in the SEC. Chris, that's a tough task for any team, especially a Bama team that is coming back and looking for national title aspirations again.
I like Oklahoma the money line here.
Ooh.
I'm just looking at the
what is that paying? Not to put you on the spot. You can come back to it.
Look at 175.
I don't like. I mean, I'm a Bama fan, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, money line.
Oklahoma, I think, is an underrated team. I think they're playing really well. I think they're going to surprise some people today. I like Oklahoma the way they're playing. They went to Tennessee, smacked them in the mouth. I think they're going to do the same thing to Alabama.
Yeah, Brendan, Alabama doesn't. It feels like Alabama is about to blow out teams, but they never do. It seems like it always comes to a 5 to 7 point game by the end here. So, what are you thinking with these points?
Yeah, that's why I have a hard time betting Alabama when it comes to points. So I'm going to keep with the same trend here. I think Bama wins, but I think it's going to be by field goal. So give me Oklahoma to cover.
If I can, like 3 weeks ago, South Carolina smacked Alabama in the mouth and lost it in the last 3 minutes. And South Carolina is not that good.
Yeah. No, and it's been an up and down year. I mean, Alabama's been able to pull those out. Coach Vince, Brendan went with that. I think he's just going with that.
Alabama by a field goal.
It's a tough one. He's going to win the bet.
I know.
He's going to win. All right.
It's hard to disagree with Brendan on that one. I think Alabama will win this game, but they're not going to blow Oklahoma out by any stretch of the imagination. So I think that 5.5 is definitely within reach of Oklahoma.
Logan,
so take the Sooners.
Logan, I'm still not over saying Oklahoma's in the SEC. It just feels weird and dirty, but whatever. Oklahoma, Alabama, 5.5. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm definitely staying away from this game because on one end I could see this being a close game where Alabama only wins by 3, but I could also see where they come out and score 21 in the first quarter. I just think Alabama is that good. Take the records away, take everything away. I think when you just look at the team, I think Alabama is probably the third best team in the nation right now. They've been playing really good. Ty Simpson is going to be a top 10, top 5 quarterback in the draft. They're just playing a complete football. They got a really good running game with Jam Miller. I just think that Alabama's offense is too potent. Now, Oklahoma does have a good defense, but I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up. But I think if I was to bet this game, I think I'm going to take money line for Alabama, but I think I'm going to take the points for Oklahoma. I think it's going to be a close game.
Oh man, there's a trend going on. Old SEC versus new SEC today. John, where are you going here? Oh, it's muted.
He's mic'd.
Try and guess what he's saying.
Read lips. Yeah, for the radio listeners, the mic went out here, but I know he took Alabama. He's saying roll tide, take him 5.5.
He might be saying he's gonna give us all raises.
Oh,
that's what I heard also, Logan.
I think he said he was going to fly you guys out to Tempe today.
Oh, we're getting flown out to Tempe. But hey, this is the old SEC versus the new SEC. If I had any pride in the Big 12, or if I didn't just hate Oklahoma and Texas, I would just jump on them because. But yeah, I think Alabama takes care of business here and has a signature win. Double-digit win. It's more heart with that one. I'm just being honest. It's more heart. All right, Chris, the aforementioned South Carolina team that you talked about is up next. South Carolina at number 3, Texas A&M. This line is huge, 17.5 point spread. Texas A&M playing for everything. Chris, any chance that they have a letdown at home today?
Not this A&M team.
Yeah.
Not this A&M team, not this year. That fan base wants this so badly. South Carolina fade them. They're just fading. Unfortunately for Shane Beamer and Lenora Sellers, it just hasn't worked out this year that a lot of folks in Columbia hoped. Texas A&M is just a completely different ball club under Mike Elko, playing very well at home. This is going to be. I think I don't like large cover spreads like this, but today A&M is going to do it.
Brennan, you on that trend too? Texas A&M in a blowout?
Yeah, I think I have to agree with Saxman. I just South Carolina is not that good this year. I don't see any way that they hang around A&M today. I think this is going to be an overwhelming victory for the Aggies.
Coach Vince, Beamer ball, part
Boy,
2 is not working down in South Carolina.
No, it looked like last year they had it going, had some momentum going into this season, and they fell flat on their face. Other than their opening win against Virginia Tech, boy, I tell you, Texas A&M, are the stars lining up for them right now? I mean, this could be a magical season for the Aggies in College Station. Go undefeated in the SEC, eliminate their hated rival, the Longhorns, on Thanksgiving weekend, win the SEC title game, and I think you could make the argument they could be the top seed in the tournament if they take care of business down the stretch here. They're that good, and yes, they are. They very well could be the favorite.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah. Do you think anything stops Texas A&M today, Logan, or maybe a chance to cover the spread?
Yeah, definitely not Beaver ball. South Carolina's had a disappointing season, but I still love Lenore Sellers, and I can't wait till he's in a Steeler jersey next year. I think he's a very good quarterback. It just hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out well for the Gamecocks this year overall. But yeah, Texas A&M, they're rolling. But give me Texas A&M with the points, but still love Lenore Sellers.
John, any chance for Texas A&M to have a letdown here?
No.
Yeah, 17.5, just rolling with it. And are we going to get to the last game?
Just added to the number of points that I'm laying today. It's going to be over 1,000 when it's done. But I can't bet. You can't bet teams that are not going to win this late in the season when the other team is that much better and driving for a top seed. So, Aggies.
All this Beamer talk and all this Tech talk. Is James Franklin really a Hokie? Is that official?
Looking like it, yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, we'll clear that for a second. We got one more game on the docket. Old SEC versus new SEC. Number 10, Texas at number 5, Georgia. Whether we like it or not, Texas loses this game. They're still in the playoffs, I think. It's just crazy to me. Chris, what are we thinking here? 6.5 point. Georgia is the favorite. Any chance that Texas can pull this one off?
No, but they're going to cover. I think Texas is an underrated football team, and people might go after Arch Manning and the Manning family and everything else. Still a talented football team, and I think they cover the 6.5. They don't win.
All right, Brendan, where are you going to go?
I have absolutely no confidence in the Longhorns. There's no way I could bet them. I'm taking the Bulldogs at 6.5, and we're going to give the horns down.
Oh, the old horns down. How many? It feels so far away now, doesn't it, Logan? Logan, I think you might go a different direction on this one. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't know where all this Texas Longhorn hate is. They've been really good recently. Arch Manning's been really good. He's been taking care of the ball. I hate Georgia. I hate Kirby Smart. Give me Texas is pure out of just pure hate for Georgia, and also all the hate for Texas is unwarranted.
Oh, my gosh. Thank God it's Saturday, not Sunday. So much hate talk. Vince, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know about this. This is a lot of hatred. But hey, I think the Longhorns win, and I think they win outright today. I think they go to Athens and they take care of business because they're still hoping that they can run the table and beat their rival in a couple weeks. Good luck with that, though. But I think the Longhorns win this one.
Oh, my Lord. Old SEC, new SEC. John, does Texas have a chance to do what Vince is saying?
Yes, same thing with Oklahoma. Texas can win this game. The problem with betting the Bulldogs and laying points is they never cover. They just never cover. And so I probably lost 4 bets on them this season. Laying 6, they win by 3. Laying 7, they win by 4. Texas is better than we think. Everybody is remembering Texas when they stumbled at the beginning and, Manning looked like crap. I think this is going to be a very, very tough game. And I think Texas goes in there and beats them. I'm going to take the 6.5.
I know, and it's hard to get that taste out of your mouth, though. And Georgia is so consistent. I'm going to go with Georgia here. It's going to be one amazing game, and I can't wait. Hey, that's the end of the first hour. Please stick around. I'm your host, Mitch Rogers, joined by Chris Saxman, Brendan Statler, Vince Mayoku, John Fredericks, and Logan Powell. In hour 2, we're going to be all NFL. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
West Virginia Sports Nation gives you a top-of-the-mountain view of the Mountaineers sports landscape. See what's happening in all the sports, far beyond football, basketball, and baseball. Gymnastics, track and field, rowing, swimming and diving, golf, volleyball, tennis. More sports, more stories. If the Mountaineers play the game, WVSportsNation.com has it covered. Up-to-date and insightful articles written by Mountaineers for Mountaineers Nation. WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com.
The best part about waking up in the morning is a great cup of coffee, and I get this every day with my 1775 coffee. It's rich, it's bold, best tasting coffee I've ever had, single origin, farmed in Bolivia, 7,000 feet. It's always fresh, roasted daily. This is the best coffee you're ever going to get. Go to 1775coffee.com, 1775coffee.com, promo code Godzilla, 10% off. It's going to make your day every day.
You woke up with a sore throat and a low-grade fever. You know you are getting sick, so here's your choices. You can get sicker and miss work. Try to see a doctor this week or sit hours in a crowded waiting room at urgent care.
I have a smarter option for you. Open your medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to doctor-recommended prescription in your booklet and take the right meds now and get well faster.
This is not a first aid kit. It's like having an urgent care in your home. It includes doctor-prescribed medications to treat over 39 medical issues like respiratory infections, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, and more.
No waiting to see the doctor and no standing in line at the pharmacy. It's right here.
Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit, and here's how to order.
Order online fast and save $45. Your kit with prescriptions to treat common and life-saving illnesses is rushed to your door. Visit twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla.
John Fredericks, your Godzilla of truth, fiercely independent.
No ties to Wall Street, I promote Main Street.
The John Fredericks Media Network, privately owned and operated, on top of the issues on air and online.
Trucking the truth every day for 14 years.
The John Fredericks Show drives your morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. The only independent White House correspondent with live reports from the White House. Hit JohnFredericksRadio.com. Watch at JFMN.tv. John Fredericks, your Godzilla of truth.
Who's going to stop me now?
Nobody.
Did you know that somebody could literally steal your house? Yeah, that is a thing that happens. It is when a criminal forges your signature on one document, uses one fake notary stamp, and then spends about $30, $40 with the county recorder. They then take out loans using your home equity as collateral. And the worst part of it is, you don't even know it's happening until you start getting collections and foreclosure notices. Most people don't check on their home title because why would you feel like you needed to? But this right here is why you need to use Home Title Lock. They have $1 million triple lock protection that helps keep your home and equity safe. It includes 24/7 monitoring with protection immediately, urgent alerts in case there's any changes in your title. Then if fraud does happen, they have a US-based restoration team that will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title.
Find out if you're already a victim. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now.
John Fredericks, he's America's Godzilla of truth. All week long, he's world-renowned for his proficient proclivity to prophesy the people's political picks with pinpoint precision.
Yeah, baby.
Then, on the weekends, he gets with the guys that are pretty wise, and Godzilla wins. Godzilla Wins, the sports picking show for winning dough. Money lines, parlays, over-under, the best plays. You choose the game, Godzilla picks the winners. Get expert analysis, exclusive insights, and have a little fun. When the game is on your mind and money's on the line, Godzilla Wins is your guide to picking winners. Godzilla Wins, on the screens of your TV and favorite devices, commanding radio airwaves far and wide. Before you make that play, hear what the Godzilla crew has to say. Presented by WestVirginiaSportsNation.com, it's time for Godzilla Wins, all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Oh yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
Welcome back to Godzilla Wins. Time to shift gears to the NFL here. I'm your host, Mitch Rogers, joined by Brendan Statler, Vince Mayoko, Logan Powell, and John Fredericks. Can't wait to talk some NFL. We're going to get to picks in a little bit, but man, if you're in Rutherford, New Jersey, and you fake like you're a New York team or whatever, a New York coach, man, it's not a good week for you right now. Since we had our last show, Brian Daboll, the Giants' former head coach, has been relieved of his duties. And on Thursday night, the New England Patriots, and I'm kind of glad Jonathan Edwards is having technical difficulties because he's the only Patriots fan, took care of business 27-14 over the New York Jets. And a New York Jets team that has a new coach in Aaron Glenn, a new quarterback, obviously, and things just aren't working out there. The Aaron Rodgers story about the meeting with Aaron Glenn seemed kind of rough, and winning would take care of that. The Jets aren't winning again. I can't imagine what they're going to do. But, man, Brian Daboll out at the Giants, what a difference a few weeks make. All of a sudden you had Jackson Dart, you had Scatterboo, and things looked bright. Could they save his job? Scatterboo loses his ankle, pops out, and then they lose a few games. Jackson Dart gets an injury, and all of a sudden you're back in that same dirty cycle, Coach Vince. So you've been out there. We have another coach in the headlines whose names are all over this thing. Of course, Belichick is coming up everywhere. He's telling everybody, no. I'm happy at North Carolina. Happy at North Carolina. Coach Vince, let's talk a little bit about the future for the Giants here.
Yeah. Where do you go? Where do you go from here? I guess you hope secretly drop some more games down the stretch and get a high round draft pick. That's about the only way you could do it. I mean, are the New York Giants and New York Jets, are they free agent destinations for players today? No.
Giants more than Jets.
Yeah. Especially if you factor in the taxes of those of New Jersey and New York as well too. Most of your high-priced free agents, I mean, they have to look seriously into the Florida teams, obviously Texas, Arizona, you're going to avoid those high tax areas. So
you just got to find the Lucchese. You just got to hook up with the Lucchese boys. You just got to go. You're in Jersey, baby. You can offset the taxes by doing a little bit of, host some poker games, figure it out.
You could. But you better lawyer up.
Man, New York just seems like it should be the mecca of everything. They're finally figuring out basketball, of course, with the help of a backup point guard from West Virginia, just throw that in there.
Deuce.
But you would think that they would always be prominent. And since Eli Manning, the Giants have not. The Jets, it's been since Joe Namath. So what are they going to do here? Giants, first of all, Belichick, he might say the right things, but there's no way he's happy in North Carolina.
No, I don't think Belichick's happy in North Carolina at all. I mean, I don't really understand that move at all whatsoever. He might go back to the Giants. I heard rumblings about that. I've also heard rumblings of John Gruden, picking his poison, possibly the Giants. But I think for the Jets, I think Aaron Glenn will be remained. I think, I don't know, the roster is really bad, and you can tell that they're clearly rebuilding and, tanking for the future with, they traded their two best players on defense, Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams. And then for the Giants' sake, they have just been exasperated with injuries, Scatterboo, obviously, drawing a blank on the star receiver.
Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors. And I was kind of surprised that Brian Daboll did get canned, but not at the same time because he has been really bad the past few years. But you didn't even let him, finish out 1 year with his quarterback, and then you kept your GM who made countless of bad decisions, who is now going to be allowed to hire the next coach, even though he was the one who traded away Saquon Barkley, drafted Jalen Hyatt, who has done nothing. He has made a lot of bad decisions, and he has been able to be retained, which is, I think, if you're the Giants' sake, the owners and Mars, I think they should just clean house entirely and fire their GM and Daboll.
Yeah, Brendan, that doesn't make any sense to me. I get if you fire your coach at the end of the offseason, it's getting close to the draft, so you keep your GM around a little bit. But when you fire a coach mid-season, that seems like it should have the domino effect where the general manager goes away. But in Miami and New York, that hasn't been done. And I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, it's absolutely a mistake because the GM is just as responsible as the coach for the problems that the Giants have had. I mean, the only thing the Giants could really do going forward, in my opinion, tank the rest of the season, get up there in the draft. I mean, that is the only thing that is going to save this team. I mean, I don't think this team has won more than 5 games a season since 2015. I mean, and they are showing no signs of getting better. It is baffling that the GM is not gone, because I think it's just going to be wash, rinse, repeat for the Giants. They're just going to come in with a new coach. It's going to be the same problems. It's going to be the same lousy players. It's not going to solve the problem.
John, it's not fun in East Rutherford for anybody. The gamblers, the coaches, and for the Jets and the Giants. Give a little bit of thought on what the Giants are supposed to do here next. I mean, in the middle of this year, they looked, kind of promising. Couple injuries come up, and then the coach is gone. Logan, give us your thoughts on that real quick.
On what exactly you were?
Sorry. On Brian. So on the Brian Daboll.
Brian Daboll. Right. Yeah.
And then what do you do from here?
Is going to make. Yeah. Brian Daboll. He was not a bad head coach. He's still a really good coach for football. He when he was at the Bills, he literally resurrected that team. He was the start of Josh Allen's career, and he is part of the reason why Josh Allen is who he is today. And for the Giants' sake, he just could never find his quarterback. But when you're a head coach and when you're an offensive guy and you miss on your first quarterback, which they did with Daniel Jones, that is a really big setback for not only the team, but the whole organization as a whole, especially for a head coach who's an offensive guy. They missed on the first guy. He didn't miss on the second guy. He got Jackson Dart. He got his guy. It just is unfortunate for him that he's not going to be able to see it through, especially considering all the injuries that they had. I mean, it was just there was no chance for them to be good this year. They have a lot to rebuild, and it's not just Brian Daboll's fault. He's going to
Mitch, I think, if I can interrupt here, Logan, because I know we need to move on these games. I think the death nail in all this was the last 5 minutes at Denver when they blew I think that was the nail that sealed the coffin right there.
Yeah. No, I do too. And Chris, like Logan brings up a great point, right? You miss on that quarterback, and all of a sudden, I mean, you're on the hot seat from then on out. And if it doesn't work out, doesn't matter if you got the quarterback later. If you're losing, you're losing.
Yeah, one of the unfortunate things in the NFL is, I think Logan mentioned this, maybe Brendan, if you don't have the franchise quarterback, you're swimming upstream. You're just not going to get there. Look what happened to the Commanders in that division with Jaden Daniels. The sophomore, it's not the sophomore curse, it's that the NFL caught up with him. You build from the ball out and back. You got to build your lines, you got to build your trenches. And what organizations do is they panic and they go after the free agents they shouldn't be reaching for. With the salary cap league, this league is built on parity. They demand parity. They want parity. They want everyone to be 9-8 or 8-9, and everyone qualifying for the playoffs. But if you don't have that difference maker making those decisions with a great OC like they have Shanahan out in San Francisco, or some guy, the guy up in Minnesota who was working with Darnold before he went to Seattle. Those are the critical differences I see in NFL franchises today. And it's just so hard to catch up as a franchise, isn't it? Because you go, oh, we got the number 1 pick. Oh, congratulations! If that busts, what do you got? I mean, you need so many draft picks to get back in the game so quickly.
Chris, I think you're right on. I mean, these teams with that number 1 overall draft pick coming off of a 3-14 record, they're better equipped to trade that number 1 overall pick for multiple first-round picks this year, next year, and 2 years from now. But they get caught up in that, here's the quarterback. Well, great, you bring in a great quarterback, but you have a horrible offensive line and no targets to throw to. It's swimming upstream.
Absolutely.
You can't afford one hole on defense. Otherwise, the entire league is going to pick it apart, right? As soon as that one safety goes down, or that one linebacker, or that one cornerback goes down, they are going to feast on you. And you have to have a depth and athletes all over that field who can run fast. This is not a young man's game, and it's frankly not an old coach's game either. The game is drifting towards young coordinators who have schemed it out and who live and breathe it and just are ahead of the game. It's It's just changed so much.
And it's crazy. And you live and die by that franchise quarterback, as we're going to talk about in this first game, played out in Spain and Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid. Washington Commanders have their franchise guy, but he's hurt, and all of a sudden you're 3-7. Miami Dolphins are 3-7, and a rematch of the 1972 and the 1983 Super Bowls, might I add, which may come into play because a lot of times when you go overseas, it's like they have jerseys. There'll probably be a Riggins jersey there tomorrow. But talk about, and I live in this area. John doesn't have any power out there because I'm sure they just built data centers everywhere. We only have 667 in the state of Virginia right now, so that's probably sucking all your power, John. But I'll digress. 2 3-7 teams, not the best showcase for the NFL going over to Madrid, but we are where we are. And 2 teams that technically have their franchise quarterbacks, right? Tua, who knows if he really is. Brendan, let's start with you here. Miami is favored by 2.5 here. The Redskins from the Commanders cannot find a win. Last year, my neighborhood, it was party after party as they went to the NFC title game. It just seemed like everything went their way. Brendan, this year for the Commanders, everything is going against them. Injuries to the defensive line, wide receivers, and obviously to Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, they're an absolute mess right now. They can't buy a win right now. I think they've lost the last 3 or 4. I can't really remember at this point. I cannot believe that I am actually about to pick the Dolphins for the first time this year. I cannot pick Washington with Jaden Daniels being out the way they're playing right now. And the Dolphins just upset the Buffalo Bills last week. I got to go with the Dolphins here, as much as I hate to do it, at the 2.5.
Logan, I have a sense too with the Commanders that after last year was an anomaly. Mostly if you follow the Commanders, they're normally dealing with 3-7 records. To get in that taste of losing out of your mouth takes a couple seasons. I honestly do believe that the Commanders need to finish strong here to kind of keep that momentum.
Just Steelers to the Super Bowl.
Yep. I can hear you, Logan. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm gonna move. Hey, John. So 2.5 point spread. Where are you gonna go with this one? I think Dan Quinn taking over defensive.
You just can't bet Washington. I mean, you just can't bet them. I mean, they're getting crushed in every game. And somebody said this a couple weeks ago, and man, it is so true. They're an aging team on defense, and they're a step slower. Things are unraveling. I guess the sophomore jinx is real. I mean, last season, watching Jaden Daniels was like watching Drake May this season. I mean, every long pass was on a dime. Everything was on a line. The guy would scramble and hit people in stride. I mean, it was just unbelievable. That's why I picked him to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, they got two wins. How'd that go? Not very good. So you just can't bet on them. And I really don't see what changes here. As bad as the Dolphins are, I mean, they did win 2 of the last 3 games. So you got to go with the Dolphins here.
And Vince, it's a pretty cool story. Marcus Mariota and Tua are both from Honolulu, Hawaii. Mariota was his mentor growing up. So there's a cool storyline over there. But yeah, this does feel and talk about how unfair when you think you have your franchise quarterback, like what John alluded to. Sophomore slumps happen, Tua concussions, whatever it may be. It's just such a fickle league. Like one year you're for a few weeks you're on top of the world as Miami was. For a season you're on top of the world as the Commanders were. And now look at these 2 3-7.
Well, look at the Bills. I mean, the same thing, right? Everybody picked them to win everything, and they just go and get blown out in Miami. So it's crazy.
Yeah. You have a small window here. What do you think? What do you think tomorrow for the early Spain game?
I was listening to John Gruden last night, and he's, take it for what it's worth, as entertainment. He sees the Dolphins going on a 5 or 6 game winning streak with the opposition they have over the next month, and he said all of a sudden they're 7-7 into the month of December, and the Dolphins are playing for a playoff spot.
I mean, the way the AFC is
any given Sunday, right?
Oh man, Chris, do you think these Dolphins could be playing themselves into a playoff spot? I kind of like the Mountaineers trying to get into the bowl game at the end.
Look, if you're betting this game seriously over $20, you have a serious problem, and you need to go read the disclaimer. It's in Spain. They're 2 3-7 teams. The trend line probably favors the Dolphins, but freaking who cares? God, I mean, stop. You have a problem. Seek help.
Well, yeah. That's why we were on this. By the way, if you have a problem, dial 1-800.
No, seriously, read the disclaimer. Before this game, read the disclaimer.
Well,
then if you think you know the outcome of this game and you're going to put money on it, you have a problem.
Yeah, well, it's the first. Hold on, Chris. It's the first game of the day. Of course, I'm putting money on it. I'm putting a lot of money on it to set up the rest of the day.
I wouldn't say for a beer. Who you want to bet in this game?
My bourbon.
It's inconsequential.
I gotta have fun with my bourbon and coffee.
It's in Madrid, Spain. For God's sakes, move on. Pick someone else. I'd rather bet the championship league in English football.
Well, and I will be. I'll do that too. I love waking up on early Saturdays and having something to.
But it's in Madrid. It's got to be La Liga.
La Liga, that's right.
You get that correct.
If it's in Madrid, take Barcelona.
There you go.
Barcelona. Everybody was going to lisp when I say that. All right. I'm going to take the Commanders just because. I don't know why. Mariota's been playing well.
Smart.
It just feels like a flip. And the Dolphins, come on. You can't win 3 out of 4, right? All right. Carolina at Atlanta is our next game. It's Falcons, 3.5 point spread. These two teams have been topsy-turvy. Carolina's gone, looked like a pretty good team at some stretches. Atlanta for a 2-week stretch with Bijan looking like the best player in the world, MVP talk, and then all of a sudden he only averages 40 yards a game for 3 games. It's tough. The over-under is only 42.5. Doesn't look like it's going to be much of a barn burner here, Brendan. Where are you going to go with Carolina at Atlanta?
I was starting to believe in the Panthers until that disastrous game last week against New Orleans. However, I think they are a better team than Atlanta. So I'm going to take the Panthers to win outright this one.
All right, Coach Vince, we're going to go with this one.
Yeah, I agree with Brendan as well, too. What a disappointment. I thought the Panthers were trending upward. I think they bounce back this week. I do. I think Carolina is a better team than the Falcons, so take the Panthers.
All right, Chris, where are you going to go?
Yeah, I love Panthers money line here. I just they're such a quirky team, but this is just one of those teams that gritty, love them. I shouldn't because my son-in-law is seriously doing damage to my granddaughter by putting her in the Carolina Panthers gear at 7 months of age. You can't imagine the untold problems we're going to have in therapy in the later years. But this is difficult for me to pick the Panthers, but I'm going money line here.
You're going money line plus 170. John, where are you going to go with this one?
You just can't bet Atlanta. I mean, there's teams you can't bet. Even if you lose the bet, you just can't beat them. Bet them. You never know 1 week to the next what Atlanta's going to do. And they really have no home field edge. I mean, if you look at the games they play, they win on the road, they get beat at home. This is a very unpredictable team. You think they have a good defense, they don't. Carolina has showed promise last week. Disappointing, but I've told you guys the whole season, okay? The Saints are not as bad as their record says they are. They're competitive. They play hard. I love their coach, what he's done down there. I mean, they're a tough team to ignore. They're in a lot of games, and they went in there and they took it to the Cats. I think Cats bounce back tonight and beat tomorrow and beat the Dirty Birds. I'm going to take the 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons secondary is playing very well. Bryce Young is not playing. I mean, you know me. I've been a fan. I'm rooting for him. He has a couple of weeks where he's okay, but just the numbers don't lie. Efficiency, he doesn't throw deep enough down the field. And his secondary is pretty darn good, Logan. Where are you going to go with this?
Yeah, no, Bryce Young has been pretty decent recently, but I feel like he plays better whenever his job's on the line. I don't know. He just he has something about him where he once he feels more comfortable having that job, he starts to go back to his old form. But then once it's like, all right, this is your last chance, Bryce, he goes back to bringing freaking Cam Newton or something. But for Carolina, I mean, they have been a really good team at home, and then the exact opposite on the road. They're not very good. They don't travel well, but they protect their home turf well. And for Atlanta, it might not even be a home game, as y'all were mentioning. I think I heard Atlanta struggles even selling out their own seats. So I think Carolina's not too far from Atlanta either. You might see some of their fans come down. And Atlanta has been sliding really bad recently. Michael Penix has not been good. He might honestly not be the guy. With all that being said, I'm going to take Carolina with the points.
Good bet.
Yeah, I like that too. I'm going to go Carolina with the points as well. The next game is Tampa Bay at Buffalo, and talk about just what the quirks of the NFL are, right? Tampa Bay a few weeks ago looks like the darling of the NFC. We're talking Super Bowl aspirations, and now looking a little down. Buffalo the same way, struggling a little bit, but they are favored at home by 5.5 points. Buccaneers a little banged up on offense as well. Chris, where are you going to go with this one?
Tampa Bay to cover.
All right, Tampa Bay to cover. Woo, at home in Buffalo, and a must-win game for Buffalo. Logan, where are you going to go?
Yeah, the Bills, they've also been a team that's kind of slid recently. I mean, they just lost to the Dolphins after coming off their big win against the Chiefs. You know, they're a team that's been really up and down. Their offense has not been, as consistent as it's been in the years past. There's been a lot of times this year where Josh Allen just kind of has to be hero ball and just run for his life. But then for the Buccaneers, they've also been sliding. They're you mentioned the injuries, Mitch. It is really bad. I mean, I think at some point all of their receivers have been hurt at some point.
Yeah.
But somehow Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield still have that team winning consistent games. With that being said, I mean, the Bills, it's a pretty big home field advantage. Not only do the Bills have a strong fan base, but that's up North Coast all the way down to sunny Florida. So I think the Bills are gonna play well with their home crowd behind them, and I think that they're gonna get back right on track.
Brendan, they still have Emeka Egbuka, so they drafted one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and he's been a standout all year. So they do have him, but yeah, they're suffering some other injuries. We're going to go today.
These are two teams that both lost last week. Tampa lost to New England, and New England's a very good team. Buffalo, you lost to Miami. I cannot pick the Bills this week. Give me the Buccaneers in an upset in Buffalo.
Coach Vince, where are you going to go?
Yeah, both these teams are not good road teams at all. So with that said, it's at Buffalo. If Buffalo loses this game, I think they would be, 2 games down in the loss column to the Patriots. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Hey, the only chance Buffalo has of making a deep run in the playoffs is to play home games. And if they fall into a wild card scenario, which very easily could happen, they're not going to make a deep run. So they have to win this game.
John, where are you going to go with this one?
This is my best bet. I love the Bills. This is a bounce back game. They went to Miami. They had the letdown game after beating the Chiefs at home. Now they get back home. Tampa did not look good to me last week. I watched the whole game. I played them. Obviously, I bet on them. I picked them last week at home. They're banged up. I mean, the Patriots, they never stopped New England one time when they had to. That riveted me. Every time they had to get the stop, they didn't do it. And so, yes, I know Drake May, MVP, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I get it all. But you get beat that way at home by a team that really doesn't have that good of an offense. I think they go to Buffalo here. The Bills, that was a long plane ride home from Miami, getting the bejesus kicked out of you by the Dolphins. They were never in that game. I think they get home, and they're going to put a beating on Tampa Bay. I'm laying the 5.5 as my best bet of the week.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen just puts this game on his back, and same thing. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills here. They have to. It's a get right game. It has to be, and if not, they're going to be just looking like Miami trying to get into the playoffs in the last week of the season, which is just crazy. All right, next game is Houston at Tennessee. The spread started at 7.5. It's down to 5.5 with the Texans favored to win in this game. The over/under a whopping 38.5 for this game. Houston's defense has been very strong. Chris, any chance Tennessee can pull this one off or cover any points here?
Cover any points? They probably don't score any points. I like Houston to cover that 5.5.
I'm going to wait for John. I see his disgusted look on his face. Coach Vince, where are we going with this one?
Yeah, Houston's defense, Tennessee's lack of offense. The Texans could pitch a shutout tomorrow. Take the Texans.
No, Brendan, we're talking NFL shutouts? That's not cool.
That's a very real possibility. It's just you just can't bet the Titans. John will be the first to tell you. I'm taking Houston. They looked good last week. Very impressive comeback over the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. I'm taking Houston at 5.5.
Yeah, even with their Davis Mills in there, beats Jacksonville team last week, Logan. Do you think that momentum continues?
I guess so. What a fun game this is going to be. This sure will be an exciting game to watch. I'm going to You can probably tell Scott Hansen over at Red Zone don't even bother showing any of the highlights for this game. I don't know many people that are going to be tuning into this. I mean, the Texans have been a little bit better as of recently. Their defense has been really improved, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because the Titans, they're awful. I mean, that offensive line is absolutely atrocious. They have they should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, you can tell Ward is the guy. He's a very good quarterback. You can tell that he can make any throw on the field. Talented arm. He just has no weapons whatsoever. I mean, they need weapons. They need offensive lines bad. But for this game in particular, yeah, give me Houston to cover.
Is this televised?
Probably in Nashville.
I mean, it's on Fox, man. I'm sure it has the #1 crew over there. I'm sure they're rolling out Tom Brady.
Local cable access channel.
Waynesboro. John, does Tennessee have any chance?
Well, I think Joey Sly will kick a field goal, so that means you got to score 10 in order to win. So, look, you can't bet Tennessee. There's so many problems here. This franchise is in such disarray. Amy has destroyed it. It's sad. It's sad to watch them. It's a sad state of affairs. It's just sad. You go from mad to sad. And I like Cam Ward. I think he's the guy. It's going to take a while. Here's the other reason you bet the Texans. Team is tanking. It's not that they get on the field and want to lose. Every veteran they've traded away, right, for like 5th or 6th round pick. I mean, right now they're in line to get the 1st round pick again. I don't know how far do you have to go back to find a team that had 2 1st round picks in 2 successive seasons, but they're not going to win another game. And the Saints and the Jets have 2 wins each. Titans are going to get another 1st round pick. I'm sure they'll screw that up, trade down and then blow it. But that's kind of where they're headed now. You cannot bet this team. They've tanked. They don't score. Their defense, they've traded everybody away. This is going to be an ugly rest of the season in Nashville. Ugly.
You know what's not ugly? Traveling down to Dumfries, hitting up Rosie's Gaming. When you're down, Tennessee's got you down, and maybe at 8:00 that night, just go in there and get some of the best odds in the country, right? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, we're going there Sunday. Ann and I are going there Sunday. The Dumfries one is not that far. Obviously, it's just outside Loudoun County from D.C. We're going to take a ride down there. They got the games on and likes to play their machines because she wins a lot because they got the highest payouts. And it's just a fun atmosphere. The thing about Rosie's Gaming is, it's not the intense pump oxygen in casino type deal that everybody's, that you have to deal with. There's no smoking in the majority of it. There's only certain areas. So it's clean. The food is excellent. It's just a fun time. Whenever we go there, all we have is a lot of fun. So look, go to rosiesgaming.com. They've got locations all over Virginia. They've got the highest payouts, the biggest jackpots, and it's just a fun environment. Every time we go there, we have so much fun. And if you're in the Virginia area or you're in the DC area, check it out, because if you like playing the games, they got the highest payouts because they have the lowest take in the nation. I mean, just think about that. That's the government takeout. That's the way the General Assembly set it up. So go to rosiesgaming.com for more information. rosiesgaming.com. Shout out to Nate Mize, their VP of Marketing, who has really set something up that is very special in Virginia, a visionary guy in changing the way you go to casinos. Go to rosiesgaming.com.
All right. We're back here. Godzilla Wins. I'm your host, Mitch Rogers, joined by Chris Saxman, Vince Mayoko, Brendan Statler, Logan Powell, and John Fredericks. We are on to the NFL, our second hour, and we are on to the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings, a rivalry of sorts. You have the Vikings with number 9, or just 9. What does he call himself? He is they're favored by 2.5 right now. Kind of surprised at that line, but the Bears have been topsy-turvy a little bit. So is the Vikings. It's hard to judge what these teams are because on any given Sunday, they look different. Logan, I'll let you start with this one. Is it going to be Caleb Williams or 9?
Yeah, I think between those two guys, definitely Caleb Williams. But as a team, it's going to be a good game. I mean, Chicago, they're 6-3, but their defense is pretty mediocre. They pretty much rely on turnovers. For the Vikings, their defense normally really good. It's been kind of hot and cold, as of late. Sometimes they don't show up. But this is a divisional game. close. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a back and forth game. I don't really trust JJ McCarthy. I'm not going to lie. I know it's early, but he hasn't really impressed me much at all. And for Caleb Williams, he is improving on a week-to-week basis. He's getting a lot better. You can tell he's processing the field a lot quicker than he was his rookie year. Give me the Bears to keep on moving forward. Ben Johnson has really changed this Bears team.
Yeah, Brendan, it seems like this Bears team relies a little bit on the turnovers. If they get a turnover, it seems like they're gonna win all the time. But it's kind of like the Steelers a little bit. They rely on it a little too much. But when they get them, they are dynamic. Brendan, what do you think?
Yeah, certainly that's the case. And I don't, I'm just like Logan. I do not trust JJ McCarthy. I don't think he makes smart decisions with the football at all. I think he hurts his team more than he helps them. I don't trust him. Caleb Williams is getting better week to week. How Minnesota is favored in this game, I really don't know. I'm taking the Bears all day here.
Yeah. I will say real quick, the Bears at 6-3, that is completely fraudulent. They are not that good. But hey, you're only as good as your record. But I mean, they have had a very cupcake schedule, but still a good team. Ben Johnson is changing that team in year one. But it's good for the Bears. They should be happy. But yeah, they are not a 6-3 team.
Yeah, I mean, and Minnesota's banged up. Jonathan Greenard at linebacker, and then even JJ McCarthy, had his hand wrapped up at practice all week. Coach Vince, what do you think?
You are who your record says you are.
Parcells.
The Bears are 6-3. The Vikings are 4-5. Take the Bears.
Oh, just going to the simple matrix, simple methods right here. Chris, what are you thinking?
Tough game to bet, quite honestly. My heart says it's going to be a last-second field goal by the Vikings to cover, but you can't bet that. That's just not a great way to bet. But yeah, you are who you are. Even the Bears are a weak 6-3 team. They probably beat the Vikings here, who I picked to go 6-11 because of JJ McCarthy versus Sam Darnold from last year. They're just not there. So I would take the Bears, but I would do so lightly.
It feels important for the Bears because this is their new era. They may be turning a leaf, might finally have a quarterback that throws over 4,000 yards in the next couple of years. But they've lost 7 of 8 to the Vikings. You want to shed that. Get these dominant forces in the NFC North out of the way. Is this the time where they, assert themselves as the one of the tops in that division?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna put money on this one, I would look at the under, just because I just don't see a lot of offensive proficiency with these two teams.
John, you love over unders. Are you doing that?
No, I don't bet that. It's like a ridiculous bet. I'm going to bet the Bears here. Look, JJ McCarthy's a little pissant. Okay, this guy's going to be out of the league in 2 seasons. He's the next Ryan Leaf.
Bold prediction.
He has one good game. Oh, he's got one good game. He's just spouting off. If that was my son, I would be so pissed off. Like, if you're going to win a game and have a good game, thank your teammates and shut up. Like, thank you, coaches, for having a good game plan. Guy's up there like he's like some kind of a superstar. They got a couple of wins. The kid's a little pissant. He's not a leader in the locker room. He's a little wise ass. Bears.
I'm still pissant. I love that.
That's a little pissant with a national title.
Little pissant.
Showing some promise, man. He's not going to be Ryan Leaf. He's going to be out of the league in 2 years.
Did Ryan Leaf take drugs?
No, I don't like him.
Did
you
he do
know what? You know what? These kids that come up with this cocky attitude and they have a good game and they're making up nicknames for, like, shut up. You guys suck. You're 4-5. You're not even getting the playoff. You won a game. You blew 3 games, and now you're like making up nicknames for yourself at press conferences. Like, give me a break. You know what? You strike somebody out, walk off the mound, you put your mitt on the bench and sit your ass down. Can't stand them.
But like with the quarterback, you got to have like a little bit of ego. Like, it's a fine line, right?
You have
when you're winning. When you're winning.
It's about your teammates. It's about your coach. You know what? When you're in the league 5 seasons, fine, right? When you're in the league 6 seasons, you played a handful of games, 3 of which you stunk up the place. You got to be kidding me. Get out of my sight.
This is Bull Durham Crash Davis 101, right?
This is a father thing.
I'm just here to help the club and hopefully good Lord willing win another game next week.
Our boys would never do what he did, ever. Mine wouldn't, Saxman's would. This is just a father thing. Like, you know what? If Joe did that, I smack him upside the head. Okay, like shut up, go win the game and sit down and thank your pitching coach. Who's this kid think he is? Screw him.
Oh man, I'm afraid.
Well, that's how you really feel,
I'm afraid. I'm afraid I won't be hosting next week if I go with Minnesota.
Look at that, no signal.
Oh, look at that. See, blew up. Oh, that's just
generator went down.
Generator went off. You lost your background and everything.
Thank God you got that ran in.
I got all kinds of issues here. I got my generators going out.
You fried the server.
I got problems here. I got major problems. So.
I like how it exposes like your phone right there. Like, oh, you got a setup over there.
You ran it so hard, your generator.
Setup, but my power went out. I got cords running into other offices. I got that generator just went out. I'll try to.
Why don't we have any? I'm worried. Why don't we have electricity in DC?
Yeah, what's going on in DC? We got electricity in DC.
My office, like I have a studio, right? A suite within an office building, and something tripped the fuse box connected to this Friday afternoon. And the guy that does it, the maintenance guy, was out. And so I'm kind of stuck here trying to figure it out. So I got an extension cord, the longest extension cord known to man, that runs all the way across the building into somebody else's office that happened to be open. So that's overloaded now. Let me go figure it out.
I think the mayor of DC shut down power on his office.
Bowser. And then I called, and I made fun of crackhead mayors last week. So they're not happy with our
taking
DC
taking it out on the Godzilla.
I don't like this though. I don't like when there's no power coming into DC. But we got to watch. All right, so the next game, a lot of us, and if you Renegade Rant coming up in a couple weeks, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. It is a revenge game, Flacco Bowl, whatever you want to call it. But the Steelers season, they were sitting at 4-1, had a chance to go 2.5 games up over the entire division. Thursday night football comes around. Tomlin was mad that interdivision trade brought Flacco over, and we saw what happened. Flacco was quick, had the best game of his season. But Flacco since then has absolutely been human. He kind of looked exactly like he did with the Browns. Felt like he just kind of popped off against us, I say the Steelers. I'm a big Steelers fan, but the Steelers are favored by 5.5. This feels like a must win for the Steelers, who do hold a game lead in the AFC North, but there's nobody that believes that they're going to win this division. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is you have to beat the Bengals, especially with the stretch of games coming up next. Chris, this up and down Steelers team, do you think they go back up after down last week?
God, I hate to bet this game, especially with Flacco. If it wasn't for Flacco, if it was like Jake Browning, I'd take the Steelers to come back, get their act together. But wow, last week was such a disappointment after the Colts game, wasn't it? Look, they get after the quarterback, and if that offensive line for Cincinnati doesn't hold, but Howard, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins looking, I mean that's the game. That's the game. God, my heart wants the Steelers to win, and I think they do, but I don't think they cover.
Coach Vince, I think the difference between this game and the last time the two met is on the defensive side of the ball, specifically at the safety position with Duggar and Ramsey back there. I just don't see the receivers taking the top off the defense as much as they did on Thursday night. The Bengals are without Trey Hendrickson too. Their only real piece of defense that does anything. Aaron Rodgers, 2 bad games in a row. I don't see that, Coach. What do you think?
Yeah. Hey, where was this Steelers defense 6 games into the season?
Right.
If the Steelers played somewhat respectable defense in the first 4, 5, 6 games of the year, they probably got a 3-game lead in their division. And now you got the Ravens fastly approaching with a healthy Lamar Jackson. Oh, I can tell you, you Steeler fans are going to be on pins and needles here from that, because the defense is getting there, but I agree with Sachs. I think the Steelers win this one because of their defense. Their defense is playing much better now.
But do they cover? Did they cover 5.5?
Yes.
Really?
Because the Bengals can't stop a runny nose. I mean, you saw this game after game. I mean, look, was it 2 weeks ago? Joe Flacco threw for 500 yards and they get beat. I mean, it doesn't matter how much he puts on the board. Aaron Rodgers is going to light this secondary up like a pinball machine on Christmas Day. So I like the Steelers here. I don't think this game's gonna be relatively close.
Brandon, I think it's going to be a little different. I don't think Rodgers is going to light it up, but I think Rodgers is going to play safe. With the Steelers, win the turnover battle, they win football games. Plain and simple. That's the one stat that's 100% true every single time. I think they just win this turnover battle, and they're a better overall team. What do you think?
Yeah, this just feels like a typical roller coaster Steelers season, doesn't it?
Right.
It's just different from week to week. But I think Aaron Rodgers and the offense are going to be back. I think that this is actually going to be a high-scoring game because John said that Cincinnati's defense can't stop a runny nose. Well, neither can ours, if you know, other than the Indianapolis game. So I think it's going to be a track meet. I think both offenses are going to light it up. And what was the spread? Pittsburgh 5.5.
5.5.
Pittsburgh is going to win this game by exactly 5 points.
5 points, Logan. You know it's
guys. 5 points. I'm telling you.
You gotta love the over at 48.5, though. My God.
Yeah.
That might actually happen.
Yeah, that looks.
It might happen by halftime.
These two defenses are terrible. That might actually happen.
I'll keep my rant short and sweet. Steelers. I hate them. I hate this team. I hate Terrell Austin. I hope he gets fired as soon as the season ends.
Yeah.
I hope Mike Tomlin. I hate this team. This Steelers team is pitiful. Just waiting for that. Just waiting to get that 9-win mark. That's all we're worried about. But for the Bengals, they're without Trey Hendrickson. That's a big loss for them. But also without their rookie defensive end Shamar Stewart. So that's big for the Steelers offensive line because we know how terrible they are. But yeah, I think this is a game that the Steelers can't lose. You're at home. You've already lost to the Bengals once. You're already on a downhill slide. You've lost bad to the Packers. You lost bad to the Chargers. You've shown the whole NFL you can't win against good teams. Somehow you beat the Patriots earlier in the year. I don't even know. I don't know.
The Colts and the Patriots, and they were 1 play away from beating the Seahawks.
When you get 6 turnovers,
Dial it back.
And they were 1 play away from the Seahawks as well. So John, this team is schizophrenic. Right? They can beat anybody. They can lose to anybody. I agree with Logan. The reason why they're frustrating is because if properly coached, this team would win. I mean, I know the offensive line, but the offensive line has played well. Broderick's the one that's played a little bit under par, but not as bad. But it feels like this defense properly coached and the offense properly coached can do something. I just don't know if they're getting the coaching they need each week.
Every week you guys get on here and bang on Tomlin, and you've been doing it since the show started 7 years ago. For 7 years, you guys get on here and bang Tomlin. I mean, the guy wins 9 games a season. I wish I had somebody that could win 9 games a season on my team.
How many playoff games have you won in those 7 years?
The problem is we don't have a mobile quarterback and haven't for 7 years. And if the quarterback cannot move when he's flushed out of the pocket and make something happen, you're not going to win in the NFL, period.
I'm about to graduate college. I think the last time the Steelers won a freaking playoff game, I probably still had a curfew to go to sleep at like 8:30 at night.
I'm there. 2017 Dolphins. It was like 1 degree outside. I was
Dude, my sophomore year of high school was the last time we won a playoff game. Okay.
I think we're the front.
We have a reason to be pissed off here.
I'm at the point I don't even think my kids in the future will ever see a Steelers playoff win or a Pirates Pirates anything, and then a Penguins to score more than 3 goals in the game.
The Penguins have won 2 cups since the Steelers have won a playoff game.
We got to say this for the Renegade rant. Everyone, once we get the Renegade rant again, you ain't gonna want to miss this.
That's why you guys time out. Do that on Monday.
I know.
Figure it out. And
who's winning
drop,
the AFC
Dropbox it to
North?
Coleman and we'll get it in. And
Pittsburgh.
The Ravens.
I think Baltimore's going to win. I hate
the Steelers are in last place. They're playing for the number 1 overall draft pick. They are in first place, boys.
First place. Do it, guys.
They will not be next week.
Hey, Vince, the last thing we need is rational thought here, okay? we don't do rational thought when it comes to the Steelers, okay? I sit there and listen to John complaining because we keep having first round draft picks or number 1 pick in the draft. We haven't had the first pick in the draft since what year, John?
75. 1970.
Mean Joe Green.
But you know what? I would rather be in John's position. At least he knows his team is going to suck. We get this illusion that we're going to be good, and it ends up being the same thing.
Here's
It's
fun.
like getting the same present at Christmas every year.
Here's
Thank
fun.
you, Grandma.
Check this out, though. Since 2010, the last time the Steelers went to the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots won 2 Super Bowls, tanked their entire team, lost their coach, and now they're back at 9-2.
Because they drafted a mobile quarterback, and ours got hurt in the preseason. Will Howard. I like Will Howard.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, no one else did. No one else in the league did. So, all right, let's move on. Let's go quick through this. We got a lot of games. Chargers at Jacksonville. Chargers are 2.5-point favorites in Jacksonville per their own site.
Chargers.
Let's go. Chris, you first, quick.
Chargers. What's the line on the Chargers?
2.5.
God, with that kicker, it's from Jacksonville who can bomb from the 40 for crying out loud. Boy, I'd probably still go with Chargers to cover that.
All right, Coach Vince.
I'd like them to win outright and cover that.
Yeah, Chargers look like they're playing much better football right now. Take the Chargers in this one.
Brendan, where are you going to go with this?
Yeah, the Chargers are just a better team than the Jaguars. I'm taking the Chargers.
Logan, I think the Chargers got lucky last week.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Because they scheduled the Steelers, for God's sakes.
Yeah, no, that's probably one of my best bets, actually. The Chargers easily in this.
Chargers easily.
Yeah, Jaguars suck.
I like that. Chris, have I gone to you yet? I forgot.
Yeah. You got me.
John, go ahead.
Chargers, and I'll tell you why. The Jacksonville game last week was like the Giants-Denver game. It's very difficult to get over. You got a 20-3 lead. You're controlling everything. You're controlling the game, and you blow it at the end and just implode. And so it's going to take them a while to get over that. I like San Diego on the road here minus the 2.5.
San Diego flying around to the East Coast for a 1 o'clock game. No.
You know what? We talked about that.
Everyone on this panel, everyone on this panel took the Jaguars to beat LA in London.
Right.
Okay. Just a little bit of history.
Forget about it.
Can't be wrong twice.
Forget about
it. Oh, it's a trend line.
Yeah.
Don't talk to my wife.
Chargers.
All right, let's move on to what could be the game. This could be the NFC Championship game. This is awesome. This is my game of the week. Seattle at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are favored by 3. What are we at? 3.5 right now. Total is 48.5. I love everything about this. Coach Vince, my Lord. I mean, Matt Stafford, just the redemption stories at quarterback everywhere. Seattle might be the best team on defense and offense combined, and the Rams aren't too shabby on both sides of the ball either. Rams favored by a little more than just the home field push here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, this is a big matchup, no question about it in the NFC West. Seattle travels real well. Their road record is actually better than their home record over the last couple of years. With that said, 3.5, I think the Seahawks keep this within reach and quite possibly go into LA and take out the Rams this weekend.
Yeah, Chris, I don't think that's too crazy. I mean, this is going to be a good game. Could come down to one play.
I love the money line bet here to make some money at 150 because Seattle's just a good ball club. And, as much as I hate to say it, Seattle doesn't deserve the Seahawks or the Mariners as a city. Just saying. That they're but tough to bet against LA. Still, from a perspective of getting return on investment, I love Seattle here.
Yeah, Brendan, Seattle's pass defense hasn't been that great. That's not good when you're going against Matt Stafford. And also like to bring up the Cooper Kupp drama a little bit. He did not want to leave. He felt as a slight when he was moved on. And I think that could become a factor as they try to get Kupp the ball a little more.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, these are two great teams. Like you said, this very well could be a preview of the NFC Championship. These are both great teams, but I have to agree with Saxman just in the spirit of making money. I think Seattle's a little bit of a better team than the Rams, so I'm going to take Seattle to win.
All right, Logan, I brought up Cooper Kupp, but the two best receivers are Jackson Smith-Njigba and Puka Nacua. I mean, it's a wide receiver battle. It's just a great matchup all across the board. Where are you going with this?
JSN is so good. Best receiver in the league this year, at least. He is out of his mind. Their passing attack is just done very well, and then the Seattle's defense is really good too. But for the Rams and for Matt Stafford's sake, they've been on a roll recently, like 30 points, 40 points with ease, the past 3 games. I think they keep rolling. I think that they're going to be able to beat Seattle's defense just a little bit more, especially at home. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams here with the points.
All right, John, and he brings up Seattle's defense. DeMarcus Lawrence had 2 fumble returns for touchdowns in the first half. First time since 91. They just have splash plays everywhere. Exciting teams on both sides of the ball. What are you thinking here?
I'm thinking, why is it 3.5?
Yeah.
The books are begging you to take the Seahawks here.
I know.
Begging you. If it was 3, makes sense. Why is it 3.5? I'm going to go contrarian. I'm going to bet LA, and I'm going to lay the 3.5. I think they're going to. I think that Stafford is just going to have a massive game here, and we're going to see how good Seattle is. But when the bookmakers make a line to entice you to bet the other team, always go the other way. That's why they have humongous casinos and hotels, and I live in an apartment in Washington D.C. So I'm going to lay the 3.5.
All right. I'm going to lay the 3.5 as well. All right, going to go through rapid fire a little bit on this one. San Francisco at Arizona. San Francisco is favored by 2.5, over under 4.5. Chris, where are you going to go with this?
I like San Francisco. I think they cover that.
Yeah, the spread seems a little too small. Almost just like they're begging you to take him, Coach Vince. What are you thinking here? You're going to go with the 49ers as well?
Yeah, no Marvin Harrison for the Cardinals. Brock Purdy coming back. Ricky Pearsall coming back this weekend. Finally, the 49ers are getting somewhat healthy. So I think the 49ers more than cover this one.
All right, Brendan, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think we really need to give much analysis with this. San Francisco is just a much better team than Arizona. Take San Francisco in the points.
Logan, what do you think?
Yep, fully agree. San Fran.
John?
Niners, big. Best bet.
All right, John, we're going to go rapid fire.
Bills, Niners, best bet.
We're going to go rapid fire for the last few, but we might need to rest up a little bit. Tell everybody about My Pillow, how they just have the best pillows, slippers, everything. Let me see them. Yeah.
So this is my slippers right here.
There they are.
I mean, these things are right now. They're $39.98. I'm going to tell you, you get these, you get them out of the box. Take your socks off. You got your sweatpants on, or your pants, or whatever. Take your socks off. Slip into these things. You're going to be like, oh my God, My Pillow slippers. Frederick says, right. Get them for your wife. Get them for whatever significant other you have. Get them as a present. Get them for yourself. It's about quality of life. Doesn't matter how old you are, what you're doing, comfort and quality of life. These things, I get out of bed like today. I didn't get up till 8 because Anna and I were up late last night. Got up at 8. Slippers are right there. Cat's there. Put these on. It's like life is not so bad. So all you got to do is go to mypillow.com, $39.98, promo code Godzilla, $39.98. Get them now. I got 3 pair. One that I actually wear outside, which is the ones I got on now, and 2 pair at home. One that I keep in my travel bag so I never forget to put it in, and the other one right there. mypillow.com. The sale's going to end $39.98. These are regularly $150. Get them now. Get them for your family. Great Christmas.
I was going to say Christmas right around the corner. Get on there.
Put this under the tree. You know your kid sizes. They're going to love these. $39.98. They're going to be like, Dad, that's the best ever. All you got to do is go to mypillow.com/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla. You're good to go. Big shout out to Dawn Curtis, my liaison there, VP of Marketing. Extraordinary woman. Great lady. Thank you, Dawn, for all you do.
All right, back on the show. I'm your host, Mitch Rogers, Chris Saxman, Vince Mayoko, Brendan Sadler, Logan Powell, John Fredericks. We got a couple minutes here. Baltimore at Cleveland. Just raise your hand if anybody's going to take Cleveland -7.5, +7.5. Anyone? We're all Baltimore. All right, let's move on. We got a better game coming up. Kansas City at Denver, classic rivalry. Kansas City going back to form. Denver regressing a little to the mean a little bit. Bo Nix, we talked about it last week, doesn't like to set his feet when he throws. Chris, what's going on here? Kansas City's favored by 3.5 on the road, 44.5 over under. What do you think?
Love Denver here.
Oh, love Denver here. I didn't think that was coming. Coach Vince, what are we doing?
3 words: Mahomes versus Knicks.
Kansas City. Brendan, where are we going?
I'm a believer in Bo Nix, and I hate the Chiefs. Let's go Broncos money line.
I didn't know there was any believers in Bo Nix, Logan. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Broncos overrated. Give me the Chiefs.
All right, John, what are you thinking?
Kansas City wins this game handily.
Oh, yeah. I'm going with Kansas City as well. That's my bet of the week, my best bet of the week. All right. Sunday Night Football is Detroit at Philadelphia. Philadelphia may not look good. They may push everywhere, but they just win, baby. They just win. Philadelphia is favored by 2.5 over under 46.5. Detroit's looked a little better, coming off of some up and down play. Chris, what do you think?
Philadelphia's a better bet here, but I hope Detroit wins.
Yeah. I'm with that here. Vince, what are you thinking?
Eagles know how to win. Take the Eagles.
They do. Brendan.
Give me the Lions in the upset.
Yeah, Logan. Hart.
Yep. Give me the Lions as well.
John, are you going to go with that trend?
Eagles win. They win at home. I'm going with the team that's winning. Eagles minus 2.5.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles at home as well, just because they just win, baby. All right, Monday Night Football. I don't know why. Who cares? Dallas at Las Vegas. I forgot about it too.
I love this game. I'll start. I love Vegas at home. I love the old ball coach. I love this game. I love Vegas at home on a Monday night. I think they win this game out, right? I love Vegas.
Oh, Logan, do you love Vegas?
Hey, shout out Gino. He be slinging that thing. He's down. Hey, if there's one bet you can hit is an interception for Gino every single game. Definitely not picking Vegas. Give me Dallas.
Oh, what are you going, Brendan?
Dallas wins this easy. It's not going to be close.
Oh, not close. Dallas.
Not even close.
Vince, what are you thinking?
Dallas covers.
Yeah, Dallas is too offensively. They're far superior than the Raiders.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Raiders just to bring the West Virginia mojo and the vibes going.
Let's
here.
go.
Hey, all right. What a heck of a show. I want to thank Chris Saxman, Vince Mayoko, Brendan Statler, Logan Powell, and of course, John Fredericks. You can check him out on his own network, John Fredericks Radio Network. It's awesome. All right. Meet us next week. We're going to be back at 9:00. Stay tuned for the Jay Delsing Golf Show. Y'all have a fun weekend and hope you